See what this baby's got inside it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brett from Hapticast Intro here. Barf, barf, you.
We suck you off, Phil.
Oh, Josh, I hear screaming.
Oh yeah!
Gone. The controller's gone.
Look at that. You look fucking fantastic.
Welcome to Haptic HQ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hapticast, episode number 65. My name is Josh Toll. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Brett Roberts. Hello, Brett. How are you?
What's going on, Josh? What's up, everybody? How's it hanging?
Nothing's hanging.
How you feeling?
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah. Just a little tired, you know.
Any updates on the family? The Ukrainian family?
Not really. No.
No?
Poland, you know, that's about it. But it's okay. I'll be fine once I drink.
Damn, that's some good sounding little bottle you got there. A little ASMR.
Wait, turn the music off. Hear this? We're an ASMR channel now.
Did you drink it all?
No. No, just a little bit. I got some in there.
Okay.
So, what's up?
Dude, nothing. The same old.
The same old.
I mean, we have a lot to talk about. A lot of news this week.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. Not a lot.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow week. Could have been bigger, but PlayStation blows, you know, so.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I think that we have a lot of good, we still have a lot of good discussion topics here and a lot of things that we could talk about besides gaming news as well. So.
Yeah, so I want to start it right off the bat. You broke it to me. You let me know that it was happening. And that is today is Mario Day. So, happy Mario Day. You also informed me it's because it's March 10th.
Yeah, it's you know, MAR10, Mario. So
yeah, so in our little thing up here. Never mind. I can't fix it. Anyway, I was going to separate the Mar and make the EO a 1 and 0, but I don't feel like it. So
Understood.
that's all you get. So happy Mario Day. And
Happy Mario Day.
For Mario Day, we got some stuff for you. So we have the Abysmal Chronicles, like Brett mentioned. We have some Abysmal stuff in there, including, I guess, just a quick recap of the state of play. I don't know if we'll talk about it too much because it was relatively uneventful. A few other cool things in there too, like Gotham Knights, and
There is a Mario item in there.
there's a Mario item in there. There's an Elden Ring item in there. There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi item in there. And then we have we're gonna be obviously talking about Overwatch 2, the beta being announced, and then them decoupling, if you will, PvP from PVE to get the game out sooner. Have some thoughts on that there. Anyway, and then Indie Intel covering not one game this week, but several hundred games, I guess you could
That's
say.
right.
So stay tuned.
And a good way to support charity and support people in Ukraine as well.
Yes. So let's start, as we always do, Brett, with our media consumption update.
Yeah, why don't we kick it? Instead of one of us taking the lead, why don't we just do a little group discussion here? Because you and I both watched 2 Batman films this weekend, or last
Both
weekend.
great.
Both
In
fantastic.
their own way.
Yeah, and the first was to prep ourselves for the second. We watched Batman and Robin.
Yeah. So totally nowhere near where the other one is, but yeah. So the original, or whatever, that Batman and Robin movie, which was Joel Schumacher, right?
Yeah,
One of the 2 that he did. And I'm here to tell you, my man, that movie is a lot of fun, dude. That movie gets a really bad rap, but my man, it is so entertaining.
that movie slaps.
It's so good, man. It's so good. It has like a 1 something on Letterbox. I don't know what people are watching, but if you don't watch that movie and you're like, damn, that was a good time, then you must hate movies and humanity, because that movie's slaps.
Yeah, that movie's really fun, and it's funny and it's ridiculous. And the thing is, I think people take it seriously, and that's why they say it's bad.
You can't do
How?
that. You
How
can't.
can you take it seriously? How can you look at that film and say, "Oh yeah, they were being very serious when they made this"?
Listen to one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's like 40 puns that he makes, dude. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Also, the bat nipples, I found out, did not originate in that film. They actually originated in like 2 films before that.
Wow.
So not even their idea.
Well, I'm a fan of them. And
I'm also-
of course, the GOAT, the Bat credit card, dude.
The bat credit card, the rubber lips.
The rubber lips. What a good meme, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things in that movie. We mentioned very theatrical.
Yeah.
The set pieces are very weird and like almost like a stage show.
Yeah, it feels like watching like a live stage show, like a ridiculous stage show.
Yeah. There was some really bad CGI. There was some really bad practical effects. A lot of like zoom ins on batarangs and grapple hooks. Like whenever someone will use a grapple hook, it would like zoom in on their grapple hook for some reason and like show the logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time. And then after we watched that, we went immediately to the theater to see the Batman,
Yes. The new one.
the new Robert Pattinson Batman film.
Yeah. And I'm also
What-
here to tell you that movie slaps.
Yeah, that movie's really good. I had a really good time with that one. It was literally a detective movie, a buddy cop movie, a superhero movie. But I want to emphasize, though, it may be a superhero movie, but I was talking to someone at work and I said, it would be very strange if they continued this franchise, this is the Batman franchise, and introduced a supervillain that had like a superpower, or like if Superman were to appear. It would be very strange because this film is so grounded in reality.
Right. It is. You're right. And I think that that's fine. If they're going to make more in this universe, which by all accounts they probably are, because this movie crushed at the box office.
There's spin-off shows already announced.
Yeah. If you keep it contained like this and focus on that detective element and like the psychological stuff and, Batman versus all of these different villains, and then they introduced somebody at the end of the first movie that of course people would be excited about. Like, I think you could keep it really self-contained and grounded. And I mean, the detective elements, right, are some of the most interesting parts of the movies, the detective elements and the character exploration with different stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing that really stood out to me, more than a movie has in a really long time, was the music. Like, this is one of Michael Giacchino's best scores, and this man did The Incredibles and shit. Like,
He only did 2 songs in this as well.
really?
Yeah, he only did a couple songs, like 1 or 2.
Well,
But but that theme slaps.
the creation of that theme and how it's used throughout.
And I sent you a TikTok that speculates that it's that Nirvana. There's a Nirvana song in the movie as well.
Right.
And there's a TikTok that speculates that he was very much inspired by that that Nirvana song.
Yeah.
If you slow that song down and you break it down into its chords,
Yeah.
that is the Batman theme that he created. So very cool.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. By the way, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this. I did watch a little bit of a Matt Reeves interview where he talks about the film.
Oh, yeah.
And he mentions that character in the jail cell, who is a villain of Batman, it is who you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in there because he's already had his first encounter with Batman
Good.
before.
Good.
So they've already met. They've already have a history there. Very not good situation.
That's
so,
good. Which is one of the really refreshing things about this movie too. So hopefully they'll continue that in the future. Is like they don't retread this same crap we've seen 1,000 times. Not
he's
crap,
only been Batman
but
for 2 years.
you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
skipped the origin story, right? And he's Batman.
It kind of is almost the origin story. They just skip the boring parts.
They skipped the parts that we've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's cool because the dynamic there between Batman and this other character is always like you're the same thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited for more, especially if Matt Reeves is involved.
Yeah, man.
So
He knows, like, he had a vision and he knew what he wanted and he executed on it.
yeah,
I think that's really cool.
and props to WB for apparently not meddling at all and just allowing him to do whatever he wanted because it paid off.
Yeah, there's a Penguin spinoff show coming out, which
Mhm.
him and Colin Farrell are executive producing, which is really cool.
Yeah,
And then there was a canceled Gotham Police show, which I would have loved,
that
but
would have been really cool. Yeah.
yeah, whatever. All right, what else?
Well, that's all of our overlap. So do you want me to continue my stuff or?
Oh no, there's one more overlap. Elden Ring.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
I'm at like 40 hours now.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
I'm like almost double that.
That's fine. The game's
Like
really fun.
75 hours. Again, mostly side content. The only main stuff I've done has been with you, except for one, which I fell into, which apparently you don't actually even have to do. So it's funny thought. Anyway,
Okay.
the game slaps. I don't know what else to say. Performance issues aside that I continue to have. I think I tweeted out last night. It's like I don't know if there's going to be another game that I'm going to like more this year. I haven't been this engrossed in a game in a long time. And this is a Souls game. Now, I've played every single Souls game. I beat every single Souls game except for Sekiro. I haven't liked any of them as much as I like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not frustrated with the game, like at a gameplay point, because it's nice, like we talked about before, if you get stuck on something, you just go do one of a million other things and then come back later. You know what I mean? So you're never really stuck, which is refreshing.
So I've been thinking about something. Last night I got on at like 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and I just did some quest stuff.
Yeah.
There was some quests I was trying to finish and whatnot. So I just ran around getting quest items and stuff. I followed a guide and figured it out. But it hit me that one of the coolest parts about Souls games were the quests, the little side quests that they had in the game, because they were few and far between. There weren't many of them. They were missable. So if you didn't get it, you'd be locked out of for that whole playthrough. And it gave you like a sense of, I'm doing something right now that not a lot of people have done because the game is so cryptic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt good when you would progress part of a quest in a game, in a Souls game. You'd be like, damn, that's cool. Like I'm seeing something extra that not a lot of people have seen. That, even though this game is so huge and has so many, that still remains in Elden Ring, and it feels so good when you get an item and you bring it to the person and then they tell you to go here, just to see, basically like just to see something actually happen and develop besides the main content
Right.
is cool. Is like really cool to me. When you're doing a quest line and like you just get invaded by someone that's part of the quest, like that's just a cool, really cool moment. So
Yeah.
something small, but something that I really appreciate in the Souls games. And I think that they like just took that and multiplied it by 100 for Elden Ring, and it's everywhere. There's so many quest lines that you can get wrapped up into, and there's no quest log that like, keeps track of all that stuff. So
Right. So you
I don't know.
have
I
to
just
keep
think that's
track
cool.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that's cool.
And it's usually I mean at least what I've done in Elden Ring so far quest wise, it's always been worth it. Like I finished one last night that gave me the highest level upgrade material for your thing, and I was like, hell yes, dude.
Nice.
So my staff is at +10.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it's just cool to get some story in an otherwise cryptic ass game, you know?
Yeah. So I love it. I still want to play it constantly. It's incredible. I don't know what else to say about it other than I love it. And I also have kind of broken the game, so that's also.
Well, why don't we
fun.
quickly wrap up this podcast then, so we could
Okay. Well, that's
go
it,
and plug.
folks. Bye bye.
No, go ahead. So what have you been watching? TV.
Just I started How To with John Wilson, which a friend.
How far are you?
3 episodes, I think.
I only watched the first 2.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes. Really like it. Very Nathan for You in the sense of, you know, just how the story is portrayed, like presented. Very kind of tongue in cheek with the main character, especially the first episode where he's like, I don't know, man. It's a very specific subset of like good vibe humor, but also kind of depressing if you think about it too much humor.
Yeah.
And it does it like Nathan for You. It does it very well. Obviously, Nathan Fielder, executive producer and one of the creators for the show. I like it quite a bit. The scaffolding episode particularly has been my favorite so far.
Yeah, that's the last one I watched. It's very good.
So yeah. But that's it. So I'll keep watching that. I needed something that was a nice palate cleanser after playing Elden Ring constantly, and not wanting to have a heart attack by keep watching Succession, which I will get back to at some point. But it's too much craziness. You know, I need to balance out my content consumption.
I hear you. I'm gonna keep this quick. For me, everything that we already mentioned, and then WWE 2K22 actually came out early for pre-orders if you pre-ordered it on Monday. So I've been playing that this week on PC, and that game is a lot better than the last one that came out. So we'll keep it short and sweet and say that. I picked it up on PC, that way I could get all the mods.
Sure.
The cool thing is, so the reason I never got it on PC is because Community Creations, which is like an online thing where you could download other people's created wrestlers and you'd be able to get like guys from AEW in your WWE game, right? So the cool thing about this is now, for the first time ever, Community Creations is cross-platform. So if you sign up with 2K, you can literally get the PlayStation guys stuff, the Xbox guys stuff, the PC guys stuff. So now I can do all that, plus I get mods on PC. So
that's good. That's great.
Very good. And then besides that, I've been watching, I did watch today a hour-long YouTube video from our boys at Channel 5.
We
Channel
both
5
just
News.
watched it like right before this, pretty much.
Yeah, it was the Trucker Convoy. What an amazing documentary style video that was. Very inspiring and hilarious.
You know how people talk about Sean Evans from Hot Ones being like one of the best interviewers to ever live?
Yeah, the guys at Come Town don't agree, but I agree, yeah.
Well, he is. I mean, that's you can say whatever you want, whether you like him or not. He is an incredible interviewer. Andrew Callahan is an incredible reporter because if you notice, he never says anything inflammatory. He never adds like coals to the fire for people.
Yeah, he stays in the middle.
He stays in the middle. He asks very general questions. He doesn't press people too hard. And really what comes through is just like the human angle on everything that he does, whether you agree with what the people say or not, which most of the time I think it's evident that he doesn't and that we don't, but it's very refreshing. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I think that really shines through in some of the parts where he's talking to the children at the trucker convoy, because he's like asking them questions like, "So, what do you want to do? Like, what's up?" And the kid's just like, "I want to go home. I'm cold." And then he's like, "Well, what do you think about COVID?" He's like, "It sucks." Like, as he's holding a sign that says like, "Don't get vaccinated." You know what I mean? It's just he stays in the middle, and I think that adds to the content because he gets more out of them. He makes them believe that, and maybe I don't know his affiliation. I believe he's more like us, where he's more left leaning, but he certainly gets people to say things to him that you wouldn't expect them to say because he kind of stays in that middle,
Yeah, I mean, look, he's best friends with what's his name, Jim Bob J.
That guy was ridiculous.
Jimmy John, that's been in like 18,000 of his videos.
Yeah, dude, he was in this video like 19 times.
Yeah, but that's cool because it's important to see the other side of things, and like I don't know, it's just it's just good, man. He slaps.
I agree.
So,
all right. Well, I don't think there's anything else we have to talk about in terms of our media consumption update, Josh. So I'm going to play some tunes while you transition us over to the Abysmal Chronicles.
Oh, yeah.
Candy liquor girl.
Wow.
All right.
Hell yeah. That's a great little ditty there from our good friend of the show. Rest in peace, Marvin Seas.
Rest in peace. All right. Well, got a couple of things that are coming out soon, guys. Video game releases. We have WWE 2K22, as I just mentioned, which is coming out for PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Comes out tomorrow, March 11th. If you pre-order it, you get it today. Pre-order the deluxe edition, I should say. GTA 5 finally launching for PS5 and Xbox Series X, March 15th. And I believe it's only like $10 or some shit, right?
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Like really cheap. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax launches on PC, PS4, Switch, and Steam, or Steam is PC. PS4, Switch, and PC. March 17th. That game, I'm going to fucking slick off. I'm going to download that first thing Friday, and I'm going to...
Are you getting it on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to suck it off real hard. There's no physical copy unless you get it from PlayAsia, though, which we said.
Yeah.
Japanese edition.
Import costs might be going through the roof right now. So
yeah, true.
Probably not.
All right, let's get into some news here. PlayStation had their State of Play yesterday, Josh. We live streamed it.
State of suck, dude.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This guy, right there.
It was bad. So we're going to go over a couple of the reveals, or all of the reveals, briefly, just so we can give our thumbs up or thumbs down. Capcom reveals Exo Primal coming to PS4 and PS5 in 2023. Josh, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Down.
It looked cool until it wasn't what we thought it was, and then it wasn't really cool. But, I'm going to give it a mid because we still thought it looked cool when we thought it was Dino Crisis. So, Ghostwire Tokyo gets new trailer ahead of launch later this month. I think I'm sold on this one now. I will wait for reviews, though. A new demo is available today for Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Folks, I'm here to tell you, we don't care. New gameplay shown for PS5 exclusive for Spoken. I think I am getting sold on this one as well. I did not realize it was a PS5 exclusive. I thought it was multi-plat, so interesting. Gundam Evolution, Western release confirmed, and a network test is in the works. I'm iffy on this one. I'm going to try it out. See what I think. TMNT, the Cowabunga collection, announced for 2022. I'm sold on that one. Kaiju Brawler Gigabash, a game that should have been called Kaiju... What did I call it? Kaiju Combat Extreme?
No,
it's coming to...
It was 3 C's. Well, 2 C's and a K.
Catastrophic Kaiju Combat?
Crazy Kaiju Combat or something like that?
Way better name than Gigabash.
Yeah.
It's coming to PS5 and PS4 this year. Here to tell you, we don't care. JoJo's All-Star Battle R coming this year with 50 playable characters available, a brand new dialogue recording, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I have that game on PS4. It's pretty fun. New trailer for Black and White Samurai Adventure, Trek to Yomi. Sign me up. Although, like I said, if Ghost of Tsushima didn't come out, it would have been way cooler. But I'm still up there. Returnal Ascension campaign co-op update coming later this month. Square Enix announces new strategy RPG called the Diofield Chronicle. And then finally, the big reveal of the night. You would have to assume Valkyrie Elysium revealed for PS4 and PS5. Ladies and gentlemen,
2 thumbs down.
we don't care. But I did get some information, Josh. So the reason it was kind of a big deal is it's a new entry in Square Enix's Valkyrie Profile series, which hasn't seen a home console entry since 2006's Valkyrie Profile 2 Somiria on the PlayStation 2.
It's just sounding like you made up a bunch of fucking words.
2006's Valkyria Profile 2 Somiria.
Samaria?
Yeah. So that's coming out.
Yeah. Well, I hope people are excited for it, but I ain't. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on then.
Right.
Another thing that happened this week. Can you pull this up?
What?
These images that I am going to be talking about. Is there a way to pull them up?
I have Obi behind us right now. I can look while you're speaking.
Okay. Because we're going to do a quick breakdown of the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I just pulled a website that had a couple of screen grabs. And we're going to I wanted to go through that.
Does this link have them all?
Yeah.
Oh, then I can certainly pull that up.
Okay. I didn't do them all because there was a lot, but and I can't see what you're gonna have to figure out what I'm talking about and match it. Okay.
That's fine.
So first off, we see a desolate Tatooine, Josh.
Yes.
How does that make you feel? You're
Good.
a big Star Wars. You're a bigger Star Wars guy than me. So how do you feel?
Makes me feel good.
You see him riding on him being Obi-Wan Kenobi riding on an alien creature.
Oh, that's this next one right here. Well,
Which I believe it's from the animated series, The Creature, as well.
yeah,
One
I
of them?
think they were in later on in episode something else too. But yes,
Okay.
yes, they were in the cartoons.
If you go to the next one, we should see young Luke Skywalker.
We do.
We see Luke as a child for the first time ever. He seems to be pretending to fly a ship or maybe even pod race
Mhm.
like his father before him. What are your thoughts on seeing a young Luke Skywalker, Josh?
My thoughts are good. My thoughts are I have good thoughts. It's listen, this is all good. I have more thoughts later on about other things. Obviously we're going to see young Luke. I hope we don't really see young Luke. I hope it's always from kind of Obi-Wan's perspective, like just watching
Far away.
over, because there's a lot of things you get bogged down with for this show. And let me tell you right now, I don't give a fuck about young Luke. Okay? I know how that sounds, but I'm here to tell you right now, the show is not called Young Luke. All right? I don't fucking care about him.
Okay.
All right?
Next up, we see an Inquisitor for the first time ever in live-action Star Wars.
Yeah, so this got me hype.
Okay.
I'm here to tell you right now, this got me hype. This character is fucking not just this character. This is the Inquisitor, okay, from the cartoons. But then
But there are Inquisitors, but this is
he's called the Inquisitor. There are Inquisitors, which are Vader's legion of Force-using Sith, basically. Well, not really classified as Sith, but Force-using dark side users that hunt down Jedi, like the Gestapo. They're the Jedi Gestapo, essentially, is what they are. And they hunt down Jedi. And this dude is fucking not good. I'm telling you that right now. He is not good, but he's also slick. And he is so fucking not good in the cartoons. When you watch this show, I know you haven't seen the cartoons yet, I think it's going to blow your mind about how not good he is.
So let me ask you this. When you see him in the cartoons, is that before this show or after?
Probably before and during, depending on when this takes place. Before and during, and it depends on where the show ends, but I would also assume after too, but less specifically related to him and more specifically related to the Inquisitors as a group of people.
Okay.
Because he has his own... I'll just stop there.
All right. And there's another image, and it shows Imperial stormtroopers and the Inquisitor with two other individuals. Do you have that image?
Yes. So
So
you talk
the notes
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the notes I have say we see the Inquisitor, Reva, played by Moses Ingram,
Yes.
standing in front of two others.
Yes.
The one on the right with the circular saber on his back appears to be the fifth brother,
Yes.
possibly played by Fast Nine's Sung Kang.
Mhm.
And there's another one there, but based on the tails on the back of her head, she's probably not the brother's usual companion, the seventh sister.
Yes.
This one seems to be new.
Fifth brother, seventh sister, also very prominent in the cartoons. Both not good.
So do you think this is the seventh sister or no?
No. I don't.
Okay.
The seventh sister looks different than that.
Okay.
But what I do want to say is Moses Ingram here also clearly playing like probably a lower level Inquisitor from what it seems like. It almost seems like she's appealing to them, although I could be wrong. I don't know. She is an awesome actor. She's in the Queen's Gambit, and she is fucking awesome in that. That's that chess show with what's her name? And she's awesome in that. So I'm excited to see her play a villain too, because there's some shots in this trailer where she looks not good.
Let me ask you. So this is all coming from Gizmodo, this whole article we're pulling this from.
Yeah.
So they made sure to call out that they were Imperial stormtroopers. Is that simply because this is in the canon, in the chronology of Star Wars, they're no longer the clone troopers, now they are the actual stormtroopers?
Right,
Is that
right.
why?
This is after the foundation of the Empire, after Order 66, after all of that. So seems picking up pretty much, well, I guess a few years after, Order 66 and the institution of the proper Empire, if you will, or Empire proper. So they would all be Imperial troops at this point, and Palpatine would have phased out the clone program.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious why they kind of specified.
Yep.
All right. Next image that I'm going to be talking about is a picture of Joel Edgerton.
My boy.
He's returning as Uncle Owen, who is the person that Luke gets left with. And he played the character in the Attack of the Clones movie as well.
Right. He did. So he played young Uncle Owen. Excited to see him back. I don't know how much he'll play in it, but there could be some really interesting dynamics between him and Obi-Wan, because there's hints of dialogue in the original trilogy and then also in the prequel trilogy about some potential friction, if you will, between them and how to protect Luke specifically. So could be interesting. And also, of course, there's the dynamic there of like he's hiding a Force-sensitive child. You know what I mean? The offspring of Anakin. Clearly, at this point, Vader is on a tirade, essentially. Not specifically related to Luke, but to any... I mean, there's a whole comic book line where he is... I mean, he hunts down and eviscerates anyone that is Force-sensitive, that is not him or one of his Inquisitors. This is like Joker-fied Vader era, and you should be excited for that, because it is... Take the hallway scene, that's where we're at. But he does that with everything. You look at him the wrong way, you're dead. That's Vader.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
And Joel Edgerton is just a phenomenal actor as well, by the way.
Absolutely.
He really come into himself over the last couple of years, and he's much bigger of an actor than he was when he was in Attack of the Clones. So
yeah, he's awesome.
Really cool that they got him back. New planet. So in one shot, the Inquisitor is on a new planet called Dayu.
Yes.
Which has a very Blade Runner vibe.
It does. Looks
That's
cool.
all I got for you.
It looks cool. Yeah, looks cool.
And then another screenshot, we see an Imperial officer on world, rather than off world or on a ship. A ship lands on a desert planet, which may be Tatooine or maybe not. And off walks an Imperial officer played by Game of Thrones, Indira Varma.
Yep. I noticed that immediately. She plays, which probably means she's a bigger character, because she plays, I forget her character's name in Game of Thrones, but essentially a queen in Game of Thrones, of one of the kingdoms. And she's not good in that show, and she plays a very good villain, so I'll tell you that right now.
Nice. All right, and finally, last thing I have for you is a new droid. You can't have a new Star Wars show without a new droid, and here we get one. This appears to be a kind of droid we've never seen before, and the Arabesh on the armor reads NED or Ned.
Yeah.
Hello there.
So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm very, very excited for this show. The trailer got me very hype. The use of the music. And this, I hope it remains focused, right? Which was one of the biggest issues with Boba Fett.
Yeah.
For me, I hope this movie gets focused. I hope it is a character study of Obi-Wan at this time. I would love to see Vader and Obi-Wan doing their thing. I would love to see Maul potentially at some point too.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Well, as a Force
the
ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for this show. And this is not going to be The Mandalorian. This is not going to be Boba Fett. This is Deborah Chow. And if you've watched her, what's up, Mythos in the chat? We haven't started talking about Overwatch yet, but we're going to get there very soon. This is going to be a slow burn comparatively. So.
For sure. As I told you, I'm very excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Episode 3 was my first Star Wars film I ever saw. I saw it in theaters when it first came out, and it was thankfully one of the better of the 3. So I got sucked, like I sucked it off, and I got sucked in. I'm really excited to see this. This is essentially a sequel to, Revenge of the Sith, which again was my first Star Wars movie. So I'm very excited for that to come out, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope we see. We heard Hayden Christensen's in it, so I hope we see some of him, whether it's burnt up or just like a flashback,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Like we said before, it is Mario Day. And here's the only piece of Mario news we got for you. This comes from IGN. Super Nintendo World will open in the U.S. next year. So Universal Studios Hollywood Park will include a groundbreaking new ride and various interactive areas. Before that, however, the opening in 2023, Universal will release related merchandise as Mario and Luigi-themed apparel, character hats, and a selection of plush characters, including Yoshi, Mario, Bowser, and Luigi. This will all be stocked at Universal Studio Hollywood. Their feature presentation retail store, which will open soon with new Super Nintendo World theming. So this is interesting because we were supposed to go to Super Nintendo World in Japan.
Will be going to.
Well, I'm just saying we were supposed to go 3 years ago.
Sure.
2 years ago, and COVID,
right,
screwed all that up.
Yes.
So, I mean, are we going to wait until 2023 and just go to Hollywood?
No.
I agree. We're going to go to Japan. So,
yeah. Mythos says in the chat, not sure about the Kenobi trailer. I don't know. I think it looked pretty cool.
I think so too. I think the general consensus online is that it looked good.
I mean, listen, I won't, I'll reserve judgment as with any new Star Wars stuff at this point, but,
Gotta be careful. Yeah. Okay, next story for us here. Elden Ring speedrun world record seemingly broken twice in a day. This is insane, especially considering how much time you and I have put into Elden Ring.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So the Elden Ring world record speedrun was seemingly broken twice in one day, with both times clocking in at less than an hour.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, YouTuber Lil Aggie published his speedrun yesterday, where he rolled credits at 59 minutes and 38 seconds. At the time, it appeared to be a new world record. That could not have been closer, he said at the time. The record only took a few hours to be beaten, however. Distortion 2 on YouTube published his own speedrun, where he undercut the previous record by 10 minutes, rolling credits at 49 minutes and 29 seconds. Even more impressive, Distortion 2 claims that it was his first attempt at speedrunning the game, and that the category for any percent runs, which is essentially reaching the end by any means, could probably go under 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy, because last night I watched, not the whole thing, but somebody posted a 2-hour speedrun of Elden Ring, and I was like, that's nuts, 2 hours. Now that was a no death run, by the way. So somebody beat Elden Ring in 2 hours with no deaths, which is impressive. This is nutty.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know.
There has to be glitches and exploits used.
Oh, sure.
And maybe that's why it's any percent, because I'm sure there's spots where dying leads to you spawning somewhere else or something. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But
yeah, but it's cool nonetheless. I always enjoy seeing speed run stuff like this, and people just completely break games. It's really
especially
cool.
when the game is like ridiculously hard and long.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like my ween. Moon Knight Star says the tone of Marvel series is like Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. This is coming from IGN.
Yeah.
With Moon Knight's premiere fast approaching, Marvel has just released a brand new behind-the-scenes featurette for the series, showing footage and interview snippets from the cast and crew, including May Calamawi. Literally sounds like calamari with a like.
Mon Calamari?
It sounds like an uwu Japanese uwu, like May Calamari, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but that actress
Wow.
touched on her experience on the show. She plays Layla. And she said the series is like Fight Club meets Indiana Jones and is a bit dark at times.
Mm.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the show?
Don't know anything about it. Don't care about it. Will not probably be watching it at all.
I'm here to tell you, I care.
You care?
I care a lot, actually. Oscar Isaac is slick as an actor.
That's true.
Love him.
He is really cool.
Really cool guy. And on top of that, Moon Knight is a very interesting character. If you look him up at all, you'll learn a little bit about him. He's very cool.
Yeah, here's the thing, my man. Marvel TV show. Okay? That's it. Last several I've watched have been garbage. So.
All right, Sony stops PlayStation sales in Russia. This is coming from Polygon, and this is kind of coming off of another conversation we had last week about the Ukraine-Russian conflict. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend checking out the video or the podcast episode we released where we talked about that. But basically, this is breaking news. Sony Interactive Entertainment, Sony SIE, joins the global community in calling for peace in Ukraine, the company said in a statement. We have suspended all software and hardware shipments, the launch of Gran Turismo 7, and operations of the PlayStation Store in Russia, which is huge. To support humanitarian aid, Sony Group Corporation announced a $2 million USD donation to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and the international NGO Save the Children to support the victims of this tragedy. What do you think?
I'll repeat what I said last week, right? Any humanitarian support, good. Shutting down the internet communications, which this isn't necessarily part of that, fine. Because we talked a little bit about the precedent there, of organizations in the past. And then also doing this, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's doesn't matter.
I've seen some clips online, and again, I can't vouch for the validity of them because there's so much misinformation out there right now. But I saw a clip of two clips. One was a guy who stocked his fridge with cheeseburgers from McDonald's because McDonald's is, apparently they're not selling anything in Russia anymore. And then also I saw a store, Victoria's Secret, that was so packed in Russia because they're going to stop selling underwear.
Yeah. And that's ultimately who it hurts, right? Is Russian consumer, regular citizens that have nothing to do with this war. And also just at this point, it's just more corporate like virtue signaling. I hate to say it, but like that's what it is. And whatever. It doesn't matter is the thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but at this point though, Josh, I do think that there's so much shit that is getting taken away. The people of Russia are going to start speaking up like, dude, enough is enough. Stop.
Exactly.
Putin, stop,
Well, conversely, though, my man, you could also have Putin be like, look whose fault it is. Look what the West is doing to you. Look what all these U.S. companies are doing to you. Look what all these Japanese companies are doing to you. You know what I mean? And how much more do they take? How much more can they take? How much further in the corner can you back them before it gets even worse?
And then when it is World War III, they hate us and they want to kill us.
And I'm like, so humanitarian stuff, good. That's my official position.
Yep. I hear you. And the $2 million ain't bad. So.
Yeah.
All right. Last story for you. Gotham Knights launches in October. This is coming from Polygon. So Gotham Knights, the open world Bat family action RPG from WB Games Montreal, launches October 25th. The studio announced Wednesday morning. This news comes almost 1 year after Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment announced that the highly anticipated project had to be delayed a year into 2022. I'm not sold on this game at all.
I don't know what it is. I don't care about it. And that's it.
You don't know what it is?
I don't know what is the gameplay. What is the game? I don't know.
It's like 4-player, action RPG where you play as like Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin. And it's like online, and you like go around, do missions and like stuff. Yeah.
I'm so uninterested in that. It's not even funny.
Okay.
And you telling me what it was? Brendan Stubbs in the chat says no Batman. That's my official position. No Batman.
Yeah. No, there's no Batman.
Yeah. Cool. And the game comes out when? Tomorrow, you said?
No, October 25th.
So right around the corner. Cool.
Yeah, real close.
Sounds like Avengers vibes to me. Live service shitty game.
Yeah.
But I
we'll
guess
see.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll reserve judgment. But for now, no Batman.
No Batman.
All
so
right,
here's
Brett.
the deal.
Oh.
Here's the deal. We're about to talk about Overwatch 2. We're very close. We have one more thing we have to do before we get to Overwatch 2.
Yes.
You know what it is?
I know what it is.
It's our sponsorship. Ladies and gentlemen, Haptic Intel, Hapticast. We're sponsored by Dubby Energy, Dubby.gg. W was formulated to give you the focus and energy you need with no jitters or crashes. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. There's no calories, there's no sugar, no artificial colors, no fillers, none of the bad stuff, all of the good stuff. It tastes really good. As you can see, we're both drinking it. We both like it.
Drinking Galaxy Grenade right now.
I got to tell you, we don't make $1 off of this. We don't even have to do this right now. We don't have to do this. We just do it because we like the product and we could save you money. Now, do we make money if you buy the product? Yeah, we make that 10% that you save. But we don't have to do it. They didn't ask us to do an ad. We're just doing it because we like it. So support a small company. W.gg, use code SLICK. If you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK to save on W. You save 10%, and that 10% supports us and our show, and we appreciate that. But without further ado, Josh, can you please hit the intro to our podcast show so that we may talk about Overwatch 2?
What if I just said no?
Then I would just do this. And that would be our intro.
Brett.
Josh,
Overwatch 2.
big news dropped today.
Beta starts in April, and PVE, the pinnacle of what they've been advertising Overwatch 2 as being different on from all the way back 18 years ago when this game was announced, is being decoupled from PvP to quote-unquote get PvP in players' hands quicker.
Yeah.
So Brett, Blizzard has shared new details regarding its plans for Overwatch 2, which include getting the PvP component of the shooter into players' hands while it continues to work on the PvE side of things. That will begin with a closed alpha today, time of recording this, so March 10th, followed by a closed beta starting in April. Brett. Game director Aaron Keller, no longer Jeff of the Overwatch team because he left because Blizzard blows, shared the information as part of a new developer update video. He said, or the main takeaways rather, from from it are that they are quote unquote decoupling PvP and PvE, which we talked about. And Keller also said, quote, they're doing this to, quote, get new PvP content into your hands sooner while we continue to work on PvE. End quote. So, let's talk about this in two stages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's first talk about the decoupling part, and then I want to give you some information about the beta specifically, and then we can talk about that.
Can I talk about something before we do that?
Sure.
So one of the things he mentions, Aaron Keller, is that he not only the Overwatch team,
Right, which
is
no
sorry,
longer includes Jeff.
which no longer includes Jeff.
Right.
They are very sorry because they know that they have been really bad at communicating.
Oh, they're sorry.
And they said that we deserve, constant communication and updates, and that's what they're going to provide moving forward. So this is a step in the right direction. And this might be Xbox saying, yo, you need to do your thing, because we got to make money on this.
They're sorry.
They're sorry.
Oh. Well, everything.
And that's why they're doing this.
Oh, well, everything's fine then, Brett. They're sorry. Everything's totally fine then, because they're sorry. Shove it.
I feel like you're about to go sicko mode on me.
Shove it. They're sorry. You're fucking sorry? This game was announced a decade ago, dude. Fucking literally 42 years ago. What the fuck have you been doing? Abusing your workers? Fucking raping women? Fucking not knowing what the fuck is going on inside and out? What? And you're sorry?
FBI, open up!
And you're
Whoa!
And you're sorry?
Whoa!
And you're sorry? No, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry that you're fucking even still making this game. Why? Who wants it? You still want it? Because I don't.
I do.
No,
Yeah.
Wrong. This game should have came out 20 years ago.
I have an audio clip from Aaron Keller from the video if you want to hear it.
Sure.
I want to lick you till you come.
Very weird. I don't know why he would say that, but
Very weird.
Aaron Keller not looking good for him. I guess he's part of that allegation.
First of all, right? This is now the worst case scenario, right? Is that you are literally just doing an update for the game.
Yeah, it's
you're just doing an update for Overwatch, right?
Pretty much,
That's what you're doing.
There's going to be new content.
Sure, in an update. 4 new maps, they said, right? Oh, let's look what the new game has. New push game mode, 4 new maps, hold on. New hero, rework severity heroes, and now the 5v5 feature, dude.
No.
Cool.
Hold on. That's not what the game's going to have. That's what the beta will have.
Guess what?
Calm down.
Nice update, dude.
Dude, Josh, you're going sicko mode. You need to chill.
Nice
update. You need to
dude.
calm it down.
Cool.
This isn't that's not the full game.
I don't care.
That's what's in the beta.
Cool. And 7 years for a massive update. I love it.
So the cool thing is that, we are still going to be able to play with Overwatch 1 players. But that also...
in the update for Overwatch 1.
And then, isn't there... Do I remember correctly? And maybe someone in our chat could help me out here if there's anyone there right now. Did they say that Overwatch 1 players will be able to play Overwatch 2 for free? And then the PVE will come as DLC or something like a...
So it says when it does arrive, the full game, the PvP mode will integrate with that of the first game, allowing Overwatch 1 players to use new heroes and play on new maps. It sounds like they'll just be able to play. It doesn't sound like they'll get the content necessarily.
Okay. So essentially it is free because it's just Overwatch 1, but with updates. We don't know what the hell is going on, dude. Oh, okay, here we go. It was always the plan for Overwatch 2's new modes, maps, and heroes to come to the original game as a free update.
Man, they announced this game almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What a fucking mistake.
And listen, there's no doubt that everything that's happening with Blizzard and Activision, over the years have impacted that, right?
For sure.
They lost Jeff. They got bought by Microsoft.
They lost a lot of people because their company fucking blows. And they can't get a game out the door. Their pipeline is broken. It's leaky.
And they couldn't stop R-wording, dude.
I really don't know what they're doing. To me, this seems like such a first of all, it was a terrible idea to announce it so early.
Yeah.
Right. Second of all, it's a terrible idea to decouple these things. You're just coming out with a glorified big update, right?
Yeah, go ahead and continue. So basically, for those that are just joining us now, like Josh said, they're taking Overwatch 2, they're separating the PvP, which is the online multiplayer game that you know and love from Overwatch, and the new PVE stuff, which is the more single-player, story-based co-op, like story mode, basically. They're taking them and they're releasing them separately now. So we're going to be able to get Overwatch 2 sooner, but it's just going to be Overwatch, but with new characters, maps, basically all the shit that they should have been releasing over the years anyway.
And the 5v5 rework.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Which, again, is fine, but those all seem like you just said, they could have been updates over the years. It's like one big update. And to me, personally, the biggest draw was that they were basically creating a campaign, right? With all of these different things, which they experimented with.
Skill trees.
In Overwatch 1. And it's like, so I understand wanting to get it out sooner, right? And maybe they have to at this point. I don't know. But to me, right, here's how you fix things, right? You come out and you say, hey, we have some problems. We acknowledged that we announced this game way too soon. But to make sure you guys get the best product that we can possibly deliver, we need to go away for a while and fucking finish this game and then release it to you when it's done. Because the cat's out of the bag. And this piecemeal bullshit like Halo did, I ain't on board with it. I don't fucking like it. Go away and finish your game and release it when it's done.
Well, we'll have to see how they end up releasing it, right? If it's free to play, the multiplayer, and then they release it as an update. It better
be free to play because I ain't fucking paying a dime.
Or maybe it'll be on Game Pass. It's owned by Microsoft now, right? So
I ain't giving them a dime.
I'm not playing it on Xbox, but I just don't. There's so much. It's weird, but I'm happy because they're finally going to start talking and they're going to start, communicating with the community. They're going to start, releasing these betas, which an open beta is coming, and I did sign up for it so we could try it out. I just think this is good for us because we're getting something, but it's a shame because the main draw that separated this from Overwatch 1 is now going to be delayed.
I'm full Joker mode. I don't want anything. I never want the game to come out, dude. Speaking of, so the April beta is a closed beta, like you mentioned. You can sign up now on their website to request access to it. It seems that access is going to come in waves, according to GameSpot. So they might do blocks of things like that. That starts in April, so make sure you sign up for that. We talked about some of the details in the beta, right? The push mode, the new maps, the new hero, the reworks, the 5v5 game mode, gameplay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you on this. I don't fucking care.
It's frustrating, but also I'm happy because we're finally getting something, dude. I've been thirsty. I've been wanting to play Overwatch for a while now, so.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about some good news, some good stuff. Let's talk about some feel good stuff going on. We've mentioned a couple of times already in this episode and a lot in last episode of Hapticast, but there is a huge conflict right now happening in the Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine are at war, and the people there in Ukraine are suffering, and it really sucks. And we've talked about what you can do to support these people in a positive way to make a difference, right? Mm-hmm. And we don't agree with all the things that these major corporations are doing, but I think what we're about to talk about right now will help a lot. Yeah. And not only that, but it's a great value for gamers, and it adds a little bit of value to your donation as well. So go ahead and give me the deets here.
So good for gamers, good for humanitarian stuff. So basically, itch.io hopped on to this, right? And they created a bundle, as they often do for things, that includes more than 700 game developers and nearly 1,000 games put together in a bundle for $10.
Yeah, dude.
On itch.io. $10. Over 1,000 games. Okay. And this is supporting two charities aiding civilians, in the Ukraine crisis. Okay. Those charities are the International Medical Corps, which provide medical assistance in the region. And they have describe here, they have a very low fundraising overhead with 89% of the donations going to medical aid and 10% to administration. And then there's the Voices of Children, which is a Ukrainian organization that helps children cope with what is going on right now. PTSD, readjusting to school, getting them back in school, providing them supplies, things like that. And that's a grassroots Ukrainian organization. So that's all great, right? But what you get, Brett, is all of these over 1,000 games, which are DRM free. Okay, and this is going to be available until Friday, March 18th. Now, you might be asking, what do I get in it?
Well, a lot. And not everything's good, but
you want to highlight some of this?
Yeah, I will. So I just want to say, like, yeah, if you look at it, there's not a lot of greatness, but that's a lot. There's a lot of greatness here, but there are some shovelware games that are just smaller indie games that you might not have ever played. But this is a good way for you to discover those indie games that we talk about all the time here in this segment and just try them out and see what sticks, right? The big ones that are being highlighted are last year's Skatebird, which is like Tony Hawk, but you play as a little bird. Kingdom 2 Crowns, the outstanding puzzle game Baba Is You, 2018's award-winning platformer Celeste, and indie mainstay Super Hexagon and Super Hot, which is one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Yeah. So you get that. You also get, so of these nearly 1,000 products, more than 600 have never been in a bundle before on itch.io, and several prominent developers, they say, signed up for itch.io, which is mainly, for indie games, game jam stuff, like getting it out that way, specifically to be in this bundle, which is really cool. And they say there's something for everyone. So almost 600 digital video games, 300 tabletop games, dozens of asset packs, books, comics, soundtracks, music, and a host of other projects as well in there. And then I want to read this little statement from Itch. They say, quote, "The people of Ukraine are under attack as game developers want to create new worlds, not destroy the one that we have. That's why we've banded together to present this charity bundle to help Ukrainians survive this ordeal and thrive after the war ends. This cause has resonated with creators around the globe to the extent that our bundle contains almost, like I said, 1,000 games, tabletop RPGs, books, etc." End quote. So,
yeah.
Also of note, they have a $4 million fundraising goal, and they're at just under 3.7 million right now. So, $10 is the minimum, but you could always give more, if you want to, or if you can. But, do what you can. I'll obviously leave links for this in the description as well. But any other kind of closing thoughts on this, Brett?
Yeah, I think that this is really awesome of itch.io to do this. And I think that I'm gonna support this when I'm done the podcast. I haven't actually bought it yet, but
yeah, I did the other night when you sent it to me, because it's $10, and I mean 1,000 games. Come on, man.
$10, 1,000 different things to download and play. DRM free, which good or a bad thing. Some people like their games all in one place, like on Steam. But what this means is you'll actually be able to download them directly from itch.io and just launch them. We don't need a launcher like Steam or Epic or anything.
Right.
So that's really cool. Word to the wise, you're going to have to claim all of them after you buy this. Right. So there is someone made a thing you could get, or some program you can run that claims all the games for you automatically. But yeah, man, this is really cool. This is a really good way to support the Ukraine right now and everything that they're going through. You have to remember, not only do they need funding right now to support the people that are homeless, they're without homes, not in their home country, right? To support them now. But there's also going to be a major effort after the war is over to rebuild that country, or what's left of that country. And anything we could do right now to, help them in terms of monetary value is great. So consider that, they have a lot of money already just for this one charity push by itself. How much did you say? Almost
3.7 million. 4 billion is their goal.
Yeah, it's almost there. So, let's make this happen. This is just one charity organization or two charity organizations through Itch. I can't even imagine how much money other charities are raising as well. So
sure. Yeah.
This is fantastic. This is great.
But yeah, so if you're a gamer, this is a good way, and you're like, well, what can I do to help without, focusing on like the militaristic aspect of it. Well, this is it, and as a gamer, you get a bunch of stuff in return. So
Very cool. Shout out to the game studios, by the way, as well. We didn't really give them credit, but I mean, putting your games in a bundle like this is
they're taking no money off of this.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. So
Very cool.
itch.io bundle for Ukraine. Check it out. Links will be in the description.
All right.
Is that Taco Bell?
It was Taco Bell, yeah.
Don't get me started now. Don't get me started now. With Taco Bell, my man.
I love Taco Bell.
Yes, sir. So, Brett, any closing final thoughts before we wrap up for the evening?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone that watches our podcast on all the platforms. Been doing this for quite a few years at this point, and it doesn't get old. It may be only episode 65, but I'll tell you what, there was probably almost 100 before this one. We rebooted the whole series, so
yeah. Did
been
your shirt
several
say
years.
"Welcome to the"?
Is there something playing?
Yes, it was way louder. Uwu Lover just subscribed, so thank you.
Oh, thank you, Uwu Lover. Uwu. Very cool.
Does your shirt say "Well"?
What?
Did your shirt say "Welcome to the Internet" on it?
Yeah, it's Pulse.
Oh, okay. I was like, why does your shirt say "Welcome to the Internet" on it?
Well, it's our new merch. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish. You kidding me? Speaking of, we do have merch.
We do have merch. You can go to our website, hapticintel.com. Link is in the description of our video on YouTube.
This is not even one of our shirts. This is Can you see that?
Is that the
It's Shutter
Leonardo
Island.
DiCaprio?
Shutter
Yeah.
Island, yeah. Shutter Island Rucking Fountain shirt.
Very cool.
Back when they still had nice quality shirts.
Oh my god, they still do have nice quality shirts. I just bought one myself, actually.
So, make sure you like.
Make sure you
Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe, like Uwu did. Make sure you share it with your friends. Follow us on all our socials. Links are in the description.
yeah, follow us on Twitter.
Yeah,
follow us on Twitter. We are very active on Twitter, and we would love some people to interact.
Now, if you're tired of Elden Ring content, you might not want to look at my tweets for the last couple days because it's all Elden Ring stuff. So I apologize there. I will eventually get over it. Once it's crowned Game of the Year in December by Jeff Keighley, and then that'll be the end of it. But until then, you're gonna keep hearing about it. So
that's fair.
Anyway.
Well,
do all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, whether live or on playback. And until next time. Wow. How many people do you think actually know that song? Anyone?
2. Me and you.
I wanna lick you till you come.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that one.
Such a good song, though.
This is a certified hood classic.
You know what how people would know it, though?
Unclaimed Baggage.
That's right. If they watched Unclaimed Baggage, our series.
YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah, which we're working on another one right now of. So.
Now for that beat.
Wow.